Welcome to episode 21. The next few episodes are continuing to focus on chronic pain. Dealing with chronic pain requires a multidisciplinary approach. Yesterday we talked about pain and the brain, how our brain has been hardwired to send pain signals throughout our body at moments when there is not a valid threat requiring pain. And today we're going to talk about pain and nutrition. In this episode today I have a lovely assistant. Her name is Soma. I'm not sure why she wants to be called that, but I looked it up and Soma means body in Greek, so maybe that's why. So we're going to use her to explain what is happening in your body causing pain when you eat certain types of food. Now, to understand the relationship between pain and nutrition, it's key to understand that a lot of the foods we consume, the body wasn't designed to eat these type of foods, and this results in the immune system attacking these chemicals we're putting in our body, which results in inflammation, and then this inflammation further agitates pain receptors. Key point to understand when it comes to nutrition and pain and inflammation, you must first understand Neuron Theory. This is a great book from Dr. John Hatch, who runs a brain rehab clinic in Orem, Utah. And it's a really quick, short read. And he talks about in here in one chapter called Neuron Theory, and he explains about how all of our cells in our body are connected. Everything within our body is interconnected. One cell can either have one connection to another cell, or it can have millions of other connections, which means if one portion of the body is inflamed, it could cause inflammation in the other portion of the body. Using Soma here, I'm going to give an example of what is going to happen through the entire body when someone chooses to eat something simple at like a fast food joint. Let's say you order a double cheeseburger with mayonnaise, all the dressings, everything on it. You get some fries and you get a Diet Coke. Everything found in that meal I just described contains ingredients the body was not designed to consume. So when the body consumes it, it'll create inflammation because the immune system is attacking these hazardous chemicals that you just ate. Let's look at the hamburger. The hamburger with the bun, you have gluten in it. Gluten causes inflammation throughout the body. The condiments are hyperpalatable foods mixed with sugars that have processed sugars that damage your body. You have cheese. The dairy causes all kinds of damage to the body. You have processed meat. It contains chemicals that cause damage to your body. You have the French fries. They have been fried in oil that is damaging to your body. Now let's look at the Diet Coke. Okay, Diet Coke, I sucked out the sugars. But the aspartame and the sucrose contain chemicals that slow down the synthesis and development of melatonin, which prevent you from getting a good night's sleep, which further create pain. Now let's see what happens when you consume this food. As you begin chewing this food, the tongue begins to notice the sensations of the chemicals and what you're eating that is bad for your body. It gets rushed down to the stomach. Meanwhile, in the liver, it's releasing bile from the gallbladder to help digest it. But as these chemicals are in the stomach, it begins to inflame the stomach, which means the stomach feels like it's in trouble. This then sends signals up to the brain to activate the sympathetic nervous system. Here inside the brain, down to the amygdala, the thalamus, and then the hypothalamus, pituitary adrenal annex, they start to go into the fight for flight response. What that then does is send signals down to the stomach to stop digestion because there's a fight that's occurring. You already have inflammation happening in your stomach that's preventing digestion. And now the fight for flight turns off the digestion, and this is causing extreme pain in your stomach. Now, when the body goes into the fight for flight, it then begins to send signals to every area in your body where you typically have pain. You're going to start to feel pain in all those areas because a fight is about to ensue. And when the sympathetic nervous system kicks on, it wants to prepare all those other parts of the body that have historically had pain to be careful so they don't get hurt again. The body and your brain does not feel safe. So simply from eating that food, you're causing pain down in your stomach and the sympathetic nervous system to act and cause pain all over. Now we have this food that is unpartially digested. It's working its way down through the digestive system into the intestines. Now you have unprocessed food that has not been broken down properly, going down into the intestine where it should be broken down further to get energy. This causes gut pain. This gut pain then continues to activate the sympathetic nervous system, further shutting off the digestion, further sending signals to different parts of your body to create more pain. It's a constant process that's going to continue because of these chemicals you decided to eat. Now, meanwhile, as I talked about the theory of neurons, how one neuron can have one connection or it can have billions of connections throughout the body, we look over here in the back. Soma, she's got L5S1 pain. And guess what? Guess what's right next door to the back? It's the stomach and the intestines. They're all inflamed because you chose to eat this food that should not be in your body. Now that flame is has connection to the neurons in the lower back, and now your lower back is hurting. Since your lower back is hurting, this is activating the sympathetic nervous system as well, keeping that fight for flight running, keeping the stomach from digesting, further infuriating the pain, further infuriating stress throughout your body, just because you chose to eat these chemicals and foods that do not belong in your body. Now, what if you're in the midst of this and you're in this pain, it's too late, you want to shut down the sympathetic nervous system? You can go back and check a lot of the episodes I have on mindfulness, relaxation, and breathing. That is going to turn off the sympathetic nervous system and turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, to begin to push signals to the stomach so we can start digesting again. To further understand what foods you should and should not eat to have a pain-free life, go to my website at utah23.org/food-addiction to read an article I wrote where I describe in depth how food can trigger your pain. And I also go in detail on diet changes and what foods you should eat and what foods you should not eat. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Be sure you subscribe and click on the bottom right to watch the entire playlist of this series. We'll see you on the next episode.